All right, welcome in everybody. Appreciate everybody being here. We're gonna have a good time today because we have Chris Perez as the guest. So let's bring him on. So welcome, Chris. How's it going?
Hey, what's up, fam? Good to see everybody. Thank you, Dagan, for having me on here. Be excited to hang out with you guys.
Of course. So let's go see who's up in here. And Joshua Clean first. Hey, Joshua E. Ellie, howdy. And Travis Tyler, welcome in. And Stream Ellis, my bot. The official Ken, what's going on? How's it going? Let's see. And Michael, how's it going? And I got the Hemp Wizard. What's going on, Mike? And Satisfied Senior Rick. What's going on? And Nicholas Z. And Nicholas says, nice intro, Dagan. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Awesome. So y'all taking advantage of those emojis flying across the screen too. So
It's pretty wild.
I know. I'm glad I found that. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah. So Chris, how's it going with you?
Man, it's pretty good. It's hard to believe that this weekend's almost over. It's like after this stream's over, I got to get the kids to bed, and then before I know it, I'm waking them up for school, right? Um, I mean, we things are going pretty good. I took my kids to the amusement park this morning. We have one here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we are. It's called Carowinds. We got there at like 8 a.m., rode a bunch of rides. I was exhausted. I can't hang like that anymore, or so it feels. But it was still a really good time, and now we're here. We're hanging out.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say appreciate you coming on. Thought that's awesome of you to accept my invitation. So awesome there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So hope we have some few dad jokes to tell throughout the stream because I think
Oh
some people.
yeah.
I'm sure some people are here for those too as well. So.
No way. I can't imagine why they'd want to hear some dad jokes while I'm here. But let's see. Um, oh, I got a good one. Why did the pirate go on vacation? To get some R&R.
Oh, good lord.
What's up,
Hey,
Fitzroy?
yeah, Fitzroy, what's going on? Yeah, one of the first times he commented on one of my videos, I called him Fritz because we it's just a mistake because we they say the head person the head person that used to be at our DC location, his name was Fritz, so it's like it just stuck in my head. HUD, hey HUD, welcome in. Appreciate it. I didn't realize that that has been started. Yeah, so
I
every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
if I am correct, I believe that is my 12-year-old. What's up, HUD?
Ah, okay. Well, welcome. Hey. E said, why is dark spelled with a K? Because you can't see in the dark. All
Nice,
right.
E. He's got jokes.
Yeah, it's a good
I
one. Good
like it.
one.
I like it. It's like why are pirates bad at the alphabet? Because they always get lost at sea. Oh
Yeah.
man.
So, we tell your son some dad jokes. Did he just give you like the roll his eyes or anything like that?
Oh yes. I really and honestly, that's like one of those things. Like my friends, like from high school, they if you were to ask them, they're like, "You've been preparing your whole life for to be a dad with the dad jokes." And really, like my enjoyment of them started when my oldest was probably like 3 years old, and we'd be driving around, and I would start. And if you can't tell, like pirate jokes are probably some of my favorite because they're some of the easiest to make up. And so, I would start on and on with the jokes, and he'd be in the car like, "Stop!" Like he started getting like really upset by them, and I'd be cracking up. And now he's at the age where he rolls his eyes or he laughs at them. Like the other day we were listening to some music in the kitchen, and he walks in and he's like, "Hey dad, is this Lady Gaga?" And I said, "No, it's Sia, but actually you hear her." And I just started laughing, and he's like, did you really just do that?" So, you know, he's he puts up with me. So, and I appreciate him for it.
All right, that's cool. All right, so real quick, I just want to say thank you again for everybody being here, and there's like 14 people watching, but only 9 likes. So appreciate it. Hit that like button
Hit that like.
and do what Bearded Valo says.
What is going on, everyone? This is your boy Bearded Vato, reminding you to smash that like button if you haven't already.
Yes, and I'll wait to you, Corey. But welcome in, Corey.
Hey, Corey.
And Andrew, welcome in.
Andrew, my
And
dude.
and Andrew says, "How's the storm down your way, Dagan?" Actually, it passed through like I think about an hour ago. There's one passed through. It only lasted for like I don't know, less than 10 minutes. But we had like little marble-sized hail come down, but didn't last very long. And
Sounds like a hail. Sounds like a hail of a time.
And he says, "My son made this one up. Why can't Abraham connect to the internet? Because he can't link in." Yes, exactly what Beard Vito says. Hit that like button. And of course, I'm just about to start playing my games. All right. Satisfied Senior says, "Why is the Pirate bad at baseball?" He was from Pittsburgh.
Oh man, I feel bad for you, bro. That team's rough. But hey, one of these days they're gonna surprise us.
All right. Hey, Ken, Bearded Accountant, what's going on? Appreciate you
Hey,
coming
what's up,
in.
Ken?
Yeah. And Ken is almost to that 1K mark. He's so close.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he's not 980 something, I think. Almost. So he's only got like 12 or so, I think, left to go. If I remember right. Big Bald and Beautiful, what's going on? Appreciate you coming
Oh,
in.
what's up, Triple B?
Yeah, says watching in the background, working some projects. Cool. Yeah. And speaking of projects, I've made those beard caves before, and I don't know if y'all seen some of my posts in the past about some of those ones I made with like a couple different type of woods. I actually made a total of 14 of them, and I gave them to somebody to sell at the market. So hopefully that will have some more eyes on them, and hopefully I can sell some more. But
Yeah, man, those looked really cool. I hope you hit it big with those. Sell them fast.
yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Oh, I sorry, Chris. If you don't mind me plugging something else for me. I did open up a spread called a spread shop. It's one of the things I could actually link with YouTube here. And so I'm not sure if it shows under my live stream, but definitely under my videos. Right underneath the video, you'll see a link to my spread shop. So just just regular stuff, shirts, coffee mugs, things like that. My logos and things.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
When you said spread shop, I thought you were like butter and like cream cheese.
And Andrew says, "Chris, is your son still kicking butt in that Flags board game?"
Yes. Yeah, he is so one of my twins is very much into countries. In fact, he's wearing today he wore a Kazakhstan flag shirt and like he's just really into that stuff and it's funny because when I was younger I used to really like that stuff like flags and info about countries. Like he's like in a different world with those. Like he's really into flags and knowledge about countries. Like if you were to go to his room, he's got like all these little flags and they're like all over the place. So he's awesome. All my kids are awesome. They're pretty great and they keep me on my toes. And they're also the reason I have this like white in here.
Yeah, some premature grave. You said
What was
what did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing. It just waved.
it?
All right.
Oh
Judd
hey,
says,
yeah.
"Did you get his flowers?" Judd says,
Yeah, man. You owe me a corsage, my dude.
"Chicken wing." Other kid right here, I guess. So
No, I think that's yep, that's my other twin. That's probably Grant. If I had guess. Hey G. All the kids are in here.
sounds
Goodness.
Sounds like it. That's pretty cool. They're supporting their dad. So
Yeah, so it's funny because when I get asked to do these, which I've only done a couple, it's this one, and I've done the bearded respect too. You think whenever I tell them, it's like, hey guys, guess what? Dad's going to be on YouTube, and they're like, what? So it gives me a little bit of a like some street cred with them. So always happy to be on here.
that's cool. That's cool. All right. So E got a question for you. And again, yeah, if y'all have any questions for Chris, just make sure you put a Q colon in front of it so I can see it a lot quicker and catch it. So he says, "How did you find yourself to the bearded community?"
So as you can see, like all the hair migrated this way. No, Dagan and I were talking about this earlier. I had just kind of a goatee for a long while, and kind of rocked that. And when COVID hit, I decided that was going to be the opportunity to kind of try growing the whole thing, which I had never done before. I was kind of worried about how it was going to look, and things like that with work and whatnot. And I was like, well, we're not going anywhere, so let's give it a try. And and I decided to grow it out, and then started getting into trying different products. And I really got more into the beard community when I started to figure out like how to do it right. Finding videos, Dan C, obviously, and others, and then looking at other companies, and then just kind of coming into, finding the live streams, coming into those, meeting a bunch of you crazy people on here who I love you guys all. Um, and it's really, I've always felt really welcome. I love how everybody, really supports each other and looks out for each other. So, yeah, that's how I ended up here. I feel like I really belong, and I appreciate everybody for that.
Hold on. Did you say that Dan C is one of the first you found?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's actually I found Scuba. Scuba's the first one I found. Then came across Dan, and then of course then everybody else. And Russ,
Russ.
you don't have to say you're late. Russ, you don't have to say that. You don't have to apologize. Appreciate you coming in and showing some support. He said Russ also says that's why I grew a full beard to in 2020. So
Yeah, that was the time to do it. It was like the COVID beard, and I figured out how to take care of it, and so I decided, you know, to kind of let it stay.
all right, Judd says, Chris, where did you get your sense of humor?
The dollar store. No, I I don't know. I've always just felt like humor has always been my go-to. I have always loved making people laugh. I was always the at the parent teacher conference in school. It's like your son gets really good grades, but he's a goof off. Like he's the class clown. He's always talking. He's always getting people um, in trouble or himself. I don't know. I always like humor, and I want to share that kind of joy with people. I think if you there's so much seriousness in life, and life can get hard sometimes, and I think it's easy to get kind of bogged down in it. But if you can laugh, um, for me, that's always a really helpful thing.
All right, Chicken Wings. Chicken Wings says, tell a joke.
Oh gosh. Let's see. How do you fix a broken pumpkin
How?
with a pumpkin patch?
Yes, and definitely humor is the best in life. We all need it. Definitely humor definitely helps us reduce stress and all things like that. So gotta keep it light in life sometimes. So
Yeah, yeah, totally.
yeah. I have a quick question for the audience, real quick. Who who has not tried grindstone grooming? Let me know if you have not tried grindstone grooming. And also, remember we have a would you rather questions, so
Ooh,
we're gonna do that today too as well. So, matter of fact, let's go ahead and do something. You want to do something?
let's do it.
All right, all right. So remember, guys, just like always, Y'all have to answer the chat too. And of course, since Chris is our guest, he's got to answer them first.
Let's do it.
All right. So here we go. So our first question is going to be actually, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back, guys. Hold on. We got a couple questions for you. Got a couple questions for you from Satisfied Senior. Quick summary of how your organ donation came out. Simply incredible. I'm gonna say once again.
Yeah. So, and thank you so much for asking that question because, we're in April and it's actually Donate Life Month. Um, Organ donation is really important to me because I'm a living organ donor. I donated my kidney just over a year ago um, to a stranger, actually, to somebody who was a stranger at the time. Um, and it was just something that I didn't initially find at first. My wife saw a social media post from one of her coworkers, and she told me, she said, "Hey, did you see this post by this guy who's looking for a kidney?" And I said, "No." And she said, "We can consider doing it." I said, "I mean, at that point in the process, it's like, sure." And so, I decided to fill out the paperwork and, went to my first appointment, the second and the third. And over the course of, I would say like 4 or 5 months of multiple appointments and tests, like it started to really look like, yeah, this thing might happen. And like just before Halloween of that year, I he found, I got the approval, I got like kind of the okay that I was the guy, I was it, I was the match. And they said, how do you want to tell him? And I said, well, I actually I don't know him, but you can give him my phone number. And so like the next morning I got this wild text that was just like, "Oh my gosh, my name is Steven, you're going to be my donor. I can't believe it. Are you real?" All those types of things. And we set up a conversation later that day. And the amazing thing is, we just hit it off right away. It was like we were friends for a really, really long time. We actually share a similar sense of humor. Um, we have our kids are right around the same age. In fact, his son and one of my sons actually have the same first name, which is pretty wild. And it was just something I wanted to do, because I felt it was the right thing to do. Because if it was me in his shoes, I would really want someone to do it for me. And I didn't hesitate once. And I know that's not an easy decision to make for everybody to be a living donor. It's not for everyone. But yeah, January 12th, 2022, we went into the hospital. And I shared my spare, as I like to say. And it was great. I mean, it went really well. But the most important thing to me is, they said they put the kidney in him and it started working right away. And he couldn't believe how well he felt afterward. And so, I don't share that story like to pat myself on the back. That's not what it's about. It's about, just looking out for each other. We need to be kind to one another. We don't, you know, we don't have superpowers, but the one that we actually do have is kindness. It's a human superpower, and we can be kind to each other. It doesn't have to be giving an organ to somebody. It could be a kind word. It could be generosity in other different ways.
Yeah, so true. It's pretty awesome and amazing that you actually did that. So,
Thank you. It's my honor.
yeah. And OG Fitzroy had a question: do you make up all the jokes, or ever use anyone else's, or make like a combination of their?
Yeah, so it's definitely a combination. Like some I make up, but frankly, I'm not that smart. I can't make up all of them. I think if I had to make them all up, you'd probably see like 5 videos from me, maybe 10. There's occasions where I make some up. There's sometimes where I think they're very, very funny and they don't make sense. They're just funny to me.
Right.
Sometimes I'll see them other places, and I'm happy to share them. Um, and But yeah, I it's just something I really like to do. It's not something looking to get like famous with. Again, it's just me being able to share, and it makes me happy when people find it funny and people are like, "Oh, hey, Chris, your jokes crack me up." That just makes me happy, and that makes it worth it.
Yep. And Ken said, I think you've taken care of your lifetime quota of kindness.
I try to make it ongoing, my dude. But thank you.
Yes, of course, multiple people have been saying you're such an amazing person. So it's really
Oh,
awesome
thank
to
you, guys.
see. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So I guess now we'll get to the would you rather questions real quick. And our first question is going to be, would you rather have a completely automated home or a self-driving car?
So I always like to say, like, if I got filthy rich, the first thing I would do is get a driver. but but I'm going with the automated home. I have 3 kids, and mm, if the home could clean itself, um, listen, I'm going that route. And I don't know if my wife is listening to this too, but I'm pretty certain she'd agree.
Yeah, and most people are saying home, except for Russ. It can be a little different. Say self-driving car. And actually, me myself. I wouldn't trust a self-driving car right now, but definitely our homes are somewhat completely automated, so to speak. So I will get automated home for me myself. So, but like I said, I
Yeah.
can't trust a self-driving car right now.
Now, if the house can like fold laundry and put it away and do the dishes, man, I he'd have to take all my money.
Yeah.
You probably would need to.
Well, yeah. When it comes to that, it's probably have to be some kind of robot doing that kind of stuff. So, yeah, like Hud said, home driving is fun. Yes, that's another reason. I just love to drive too much myself.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but I also wouldn't mind being driven around. But yeah, a self-driving car, I don't know yet. It'd have to be like really foolproof, and I don't think we're nowhere near there.
Right. Michael says, I want Rosie from the Jetsons.
That's the first thing I thought of when Dagan said it'd have to be a robot. Was
Yeah.
Rosie from the
I
Jetsons?
know. That's what I was thinking too. Russ says, the house could keep an eye on the kitties, Dagan. Yep, that's for sure. All right, speaking of the kitties, you know, we have one male and two females. And of course, we got the standard litter boxes you can get from a grocery store, just, plastic litter boxes. We've got three of them. And technically, the recommendations have one litter box extra than how many cats. So technically, by that, we really need four litter boxes, but we still only have three. But of course, they keep kicking some of the litter out, so we always have to clean it up. And of course, we have a male, so every once in a while he'll spray outside the litter box. So I decided to get a couple of totes. They're tall, so in case he sprays, it'll just hit the wall and go down into the litter, right? But I got that like almost, well, yeah, probably noon. I cut a little section out so they can walk in, but they haven't used it since. I think they've been sniffing around it, but I'm hoping they start to use it here soon. Because
So do you cut a hole in the tote, or do they kind of just jump into it? Or
oh yeah, no, I cut a little section out so they can walk into it, just enough for them to walk into it. So,
that's a good
but
idea. I have 2 cats, and sometimes they make a huge mess.
yeah, so because I seen I searched in litter boxes on Amazon. I saw these ones that actually have higher walls on them. So I thought that's a good idea, but they're like expensive, so it'd be cheaper to go buy. I went to Target and bought a couple different totes. You know, well, they're kind of not clear, but they're kind of opaque, and just cut a little slot in the side of it, and so they can walk in, and
Well,
so
your automated house would clean that litter mess for you.
right.
So it's food for thought.
And big BBB says, y'all never seen Smart House on Disney Channel? No, no, have not.
Can't say I have.
Mm-mm. And Sean from 8 and yeah, welcome in for the guys that come in. I mean, a smart house would be cool, but that Wi-Fi ever goes down, you're screwed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yeah. I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Or if somebody hacks it, can you
Right.
imagine if somebody hacks
Right.
your automated house? Whoa.
Exactly. And I can't keep my earbuds in today. I may need to get some headphones like you, Chris. All right, we're going to go to the next question. Would you rather be completely invisible for one day or be able to fly for one day?
Ooh. I'm going with flying. Um, Whenever I'm asked if like what's one superpower I'd want, it's always flight. Uh, so yeah, I would definitely. You can go anywhere you need to go. I could go fly into work and then fly around the office just to freak people out. Like, it
Right?
would be great. I guess you can mess with people too if you're invisible, but it's definitely flight.
Yeah, you could definitely mess with more people if you're invisible, I think. And so far, everybody's mostly been saying flight as well in the chat. And I'm going to say fly myself as well because when I was younger, I used to have dreams about flying all the time. So, but of course, in my prior profession, invisibility would be great too. I can always catch up on people stealing stuff. Yeah,
There you go.
Andrew says fly so I can hang out with Chris.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, like Russ says, everyone has had the flying dream. But I don't know. Have you had? I mean, I had it a lot. I mean, I had like a lot. So I don't know.
A
But
flying dream?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few. The thing I've always wondered about flight, like if you think about like Superman and things like that, or people that have it as a power. Like, do you ever wonder if like the power of flight is like mental, like you think it and you fly it, or do you have to like squeeze a certain muscle and you go? Like, I always just wondered, like if it's the latter where you gotta like tense up in some particular way and then you fly. Like, that would
right.
be kind of funny.
Yeah, it's like how does Superman fly? It's like, oh, actually, Beard North is going to say be invisible, do all the minute stuff I wanted to do. And let's see, I've had to know what time of year we are talking about. Well, that's not part of the question, so can't tell you that. Travis also says invisible. Cool. Fell out of bed. Having a dream about flying and fell out of bed. Hey, Donald, what's going on? Appreciate coming in. Awesome
Hey,
seeing you
Donald.
here. All right, let's go to the next question. Would you rather travel the world for a year and all expenses paid, or have 40K to spend on whatever you want?
Uh, hmm.
Interesting one.
I'm taking the money. Yeah, I'm gonna take the money because I'm pretty certain that I can see the places I want to see for under 40K. And then still have some left over, and I don't know, you know, get a automated car, I guess, or automated house,
Yeah.
or some like gold teeth or something. I don't know. Like you can travel a couple places and get gold teeth. I mean, that's the American dream.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Well, looks like we this is more
It's a mixed bag.
mixed bag. We got yeah, definitely Hemp Blizzard is also gonna do the 40K. E40K, I can always invest it, and that's for sure. Sure. And Ken says 40K, I couldn't take a year off to travel.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And not too many people can. Yes. So yeah, I think I'd definitely take the 40K myself. Definitely rather have the money for sure.
Yeah, we're all gonna have the gold teeth, all of us. You, me, and Ken, the accountant.
No, I never did like gold. It had to be platinum teeth there. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Look at you.
All right. And HUD says I would take the 40K, renovate some old Japanese minivan so I could travel the country. Cool.
There you go.
You know, if I were to do something like that, I'd do a VW bus. I always liked the Beatles. I always liked Volkswagen, the old ones. That is the
Yeah, that's pretty
Beatles.
cool.
Yeah, the Beatles, the buses, all that's cool. All right. Next question. Would you rather never get angry or never be envious?
Oh boy. This is a tough one. This one's tricky,
Yeah, it's a little tricky, a little tough.
right? Because getting angry doesn't always mean like explosively so. Like you can get, I guess, angry about an injustice or somebody being treated unfairly, And likewise, envious always sounds bad, right? But like maybe sometimes if you say like I wish I could be more like that, and then you maybe ascribe to be more like that, right? You try to improve yourself. Um, gosh, I'm gonna have to go with never be envious. I think at the end of the day, I think being content is more peaceful,
Yeah,
and if you can be reflective about whatever you're angry about and come out the other side better, then I think that's all right.
right. I think he says envious. Josh is envious. Hip Wizard says, I don't have an issue with either of those. Vado says, never be envious. Envious is a bitch. Judge says, envious. And Count said, never envious. Anger might be a necessary emotion.
Hmm.
Okay. And Hud's going to go with envy. Fitz is going to never get angry would be nice. And envy is not bad. Not jealous, please. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so me, myself, I've always had this kind of unique ability that sometimes I get angry, then I just let it go. Just let it go, So it doesn't last too long. But sometimes I do get envious on some things, and it kind of dwells on me some lot longer than when I'm get angry about something. So I'm going to go with the envious myself. All right, I think I have one more question here.
Let's
And
do
that,
it.
all right, that would be: would you rather spend a year on Mars by yourself or party on a remote island with your friends?
I don't know, man. I've always been really fascinated by space. Like I'm one of those people that I want to when you look up at the sky and you see the moon and the stars, like it's always breathtaking to me. Um, and I think on one hand, like traveling to Mars would be really really cool. Um, Man, just having a party on a remote island with my friends, I think would just be a blast.
Yeah, I think.
Um, because I can tell jokes and they'll laugh. If I can go to Mars and make myself laugh, that would only last so long. Um, so give me the party for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Me too. I don't. Yeah, I couldn't. I mean, I'm an introvert. Introvert. I mean, I can. I'm fine being myself, but not for that long. So I definitely would rather be a party with my friends. Although sometimes partying for a whole year though, that might be a little rough though. But I'm gonna go with that anyway. And Bearded Count says, "I'm envious of your mustache." Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, kid. Just let it grow, Ken. All you do is just let it grow. Let it grow. Use some stash wax to train it. And Val said, "Party all day. Party all day." Josh's party. Hip Wizard Island also. All right. So
I
let's
feel like a
see.
party with Vato would be fun.
Val says, "Send E-Rock to Mars."
You two crack me up.
Well, everybody. Yeah, why not Uranus? You're cracking me up. I guess nobody can pick Mars. Okay, okay. And while you're at it, make sure you're hitting that like button, would y'all? All
Do it,
right.
guys. Hit the like
Yes.
button.
Hit that like button. Let's do that little icon thing. There you go. And
Don't be a beard, Karen, and smash that like button.
yes, don't be a bitter Karen. Smash that like button. Because we have like 20 people watching, I think. So, all right. Yeah. All right. So I do have a giveaway here to do.
Oh
That's,
snap!
yeah. That's one of the reasons why I asked who Who hasn't tried grindstone grooming? Because if everybody tried grindstone grooming, I wasn't going to do that giveaway. Because I mean, I'd like to go. I mean, anybody can to input on it, but it'd be awesome if somebody got it that hasn't tried it too. So, but we'll do that here in a little bit. Josh, or he would regurgitate. Cool. All
That's
right.
crazy.
Well, Chris, I actually got a question. What do you like?
Yeah.
What do you like to do on your free time? I mean, are you having hobbies or anything like that?
Yeah, one of the things that we've been doing a lot here at the house. Um, so we have a couple acres out here, and we've been on this project, my wife and I, really the whole family. We have this large kind of front yard, and it used to be a goat pen. Um, for the previous owners, they had goats, and we don't. I don't want them. So then it's just became this giant square of land that we just mow. And so one of the things that we've been doing this spring is we've been beginning the process of kind of converting it into a garden. And so, we've been laying out cardboard, laying out burlap coffee bags and things like that in an effort to kind of like start to get rid of the grass and kind of convert it into soil. So we've had some soil delivered that we've been putting out there. We've been kind of sectioning it out um, into garden beds, and we'll do like vegetables and things. We've been planting fruit trees, and it's been kind of interesting to kind of learn about how to take care of them. I always used to think it's like, okay, well, you stick a plant in the ground and you water it, and it grows. Um, but obviously, it's way more than that, and we're trying a bunch of different things. We planted something like 7 fruit trees recently, in addition to the ones we've already had. And yeah, a lot of our free time has been spent doing that, and it's been pretty nice to just kind of get your hands dirty and get out there, be outside, do something together. Like today, we really worked on a lot of like irrigation projects. Like we would have bought a bunch of hoses and a bunch of sprinklers, and I repaired some old hoses that we have. Um, I see you there, Vato, telling the goats jokes. Nope,
Yeah.
I don't want those goats. But yeah, so I like that. One thing that I did a lot over the last several years was kickboxing. I trained in kickboxing for about 5 years. I earned my black belt in that. And that was a lot of fun, not just for like physical health, but mental health as well. Just to be able to push yourself and to discipline yourself and see where you can go. I like to read. Um, I probably should be reading more than I do. In my brain, I have like a huge list of books that I would love to read, but um, I don't always I don't always get to them, which is my fault. I'm just being lazy, um, and I just need to read more. Obviously, like to tell jokes and record them and share them with people. Um, and yeah, that's kind of. Oh, I love baseball. This is my favorite time of year. Baseball season has started. I'm a huge New York
Yep.
Yankees fan, and so super excited about that. Always excited about baseball season. Um, and I love that. I follow that really closely throughout the season for sure.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. That's one thing that reason I got into is sports. I mean, that when I was younger, I used to watch wrestling and stuff with my dad, which I thought was pretty cool. And of course, as I get a little older and cars and stuff, I used to like to watch auto racing and stuff. So that's about it.
Awesome.
But reading, I never really got into reading. I only read because I had to, but I don't know, I just never could get
Uh,
into it. I mean, I like to listen. I listen to it like a audiobook or something like that, but just
okay.
but
Yeah, audiobooks are really cool. There was a point in time where I would listen to those a lot. Kind of on my commute to and from work. Um, One of the things that was big for me that started during COVID was listening to more podcasts. Which oddly, prior to that point, I don't think I listened to a single one ever. But I remember, I work in healthcare, and so I remember kind of driving into the office during that time and like really freaking out. And for some reason, at the time, early on, music wasn't doing it for me. Usually, I just listen to music, and I was like, okay, well, let me try some podcasts. And so I started checking those out, and it's really nice to be able to kind of mix it up. And um, usually it's like sports. I like Conan O'Brien's podcast. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. Um, that one just cracks me up. And if you ever see me like driving around just busting out laughing, it's either because I've told myself a joke and I'm making myself laugh, or or I'm listening to that podcast.
Yeah, I got several podcasts that I'm subscribed to, and I just let them play while I'm working at work. So, and I guess Joshua's Rick's made a comment about me saying I don't really like to read, and that's why they make movies for. Yeah, just watch the movie instead of reading the
Right?
book, right? But it's totally
Hey,
different, though. It's totally different.
yeah, yeah, it's totally. I mean, I enjoy. You know, I would love to say like read the classics and literature, and I mean no, yeah, I just like to read things that are fun and enjoyable, and you know, just fun fictional stuff to read. Um, you know, my best friend was like a literature major, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm reading this, that, and the other, and I'm like, bro, I don't even know what that is, and he'll tell me about it, and I was like, okay, and I'm like digging, I'm like, yeah, tell me what the movie, you know, what the movie is, so I can watch that.
Rick Council, I like to know how Chris keeps his. I'm not sure how to say that right.
Oh, at a BC.
Yeah.
I love that Ken, you might be the only person that knows the Adebisi hat reference. And so he was from this show called Oz that was on HBO, like it feels like forever ago. I was like in college when that show came out, and I remember watching it with my roommate. And Adebisi was this character that wore this like teeny tiny like knit cap like right on the corner of his head. And it was always a great mystery how that dude kept that hat stuck on his head. And I don't know, there was just like one day I was here at home, I had this hat, and I just rolled it up, and I stuck it on the top of my head, and it stayed put. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I took a selfie of it. That's what I have that pops up whenever I make comments. And I don't know, Candy, a bearded accountant, man, you're always like, "What's up with that hat?" And he knows what the reference is, which is pretty great.
Uh, yeah, like BBB says, that's what subtitles on movies are for, reading.
Hey, man, whatever reading you can get done, get it
Yeah,
done, right? Read the menu at a restaurant.
right, for sure. Well, how about let's go ahead and do a giveaway then?
Do it. Let's
All
do it.
right. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna give away my grindstone grooming, which is of course these are used products. Now that you know they are used products. So, but it's my busted knuckle, which I like. I like both these scents. Of course, if you haven't seen my review, you can go check my review out for that. And the smooth operator butter. So in the grindstone grooming, the oil is to right there. See, so we got that much oil left, and the butter. So I'll show y'all is that there. So quite a bit of butter left, and how many people got checked? I'm not sure. You might have less people trying to get this because not everybody's going to want to get try to get one of used products. So, but some people don't mind that. So we're going to change this number range lower than what we have in this chat. So remember, once the screen comes on that tells the numbers, that'll be your opportunity to do that. And of course, first we got a message from Bearded Votto, like he said in the chat, only enter once, but you're going to hear it from him personally.
Only enter once, you might get prioritized. Enter twice and get disqualified. And don't cry if you get prioritized.
That's right. So, all right, as soon as we switch over the giveaway screen, you see the number range and go ahead and put your number. And like I said, the first one in is the one that gets it. And of course, if nobody hits the number, we're just going to re-roll. So, y'all so see the number range now. It is 1 to 15. 1 to 15. And good luck to the future winner, y'all.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck. Let's see. I'll give it a few more seconds because I know not as many people might want to do this. I got water now. What are you drinking, Chris, lately?
It's water. You know, a lot of water. Um, I did drink a soda today at the amusement park. It was a Coke and it tasted great. I have to say, you know, one of the things they talked about with going through the kidney donation process was like they harped a lot, and they were just like, "Do you drink soda?" It was like a constant question. It was like, "How much soda do you drink?" And I really don't drink any. Um, you know, cherry Coke if it's around is my jam. I love a good cherry Coke, but even then, I don't drink a whole lot of it. I'm a big coffee drinker. But they said they were like, you know, after your donation, you know, soda is okay every once in a while. Make it a clear one if you can. They were like dark sodas, not that great for you. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I try not to, but yeah, it's mostly water.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't really drink that much soda. I have at least one or two a week. And Joshua, that's a big fat no. No coffee from me.
Yeah, no digging.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
okay.
know.
I'll drink it for you.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so I don't see no more numbers coming in, so we're going to go ahead and spin. So just remember, if the number doesn't hit, I should have maybe put a lower number range, but that's okay. If the number does not hit, we're just going to keep spinning until we get a number hit. I don't want to waste the
Good.
time and keep having people put more numbers in the chat.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, good luck. First one was 3. Yes, awesome. We don't have to spin again. I do see a 3 in the chat, but I always got
Oh,
to make sure, even
it's
though
Rose Young.
yeah, Russ Young. So congrats, Russ. You know, I never can remember whose address I already have. So uh,
My dude, Rose Young.
yeah. So congrats. Some fireworks, some confetti, and some cheering. There we go. Yay. So yeah. So Russ, if you know for sure I have your address, that's fine. If not, you can go ahead and send that to me on IG. And yes, congrats, Russ. I will send that out to you here next day or so. So awesome. Awesome. All right, and we're kind of getting to that hour point. So we're going to start winding it down. Haven't seen Rose in a while. What did you do with her, Russ? Oh, that's the Russ.
Yeah,
All right.
Rose Young. That was. I don't know why I found that so funny, and I think part of what made it so funny was that everybody else found it funny. And Russ is a good sport. I love you, Russ. You're my dude. Um, and, and it's just like everybody just found it hilarious. And thankfully, the Rose Young uh,
Yeah.
didn't mess with anybody further.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, it's all in good fun.
I can't remember what I do kind of remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, Rose Young asking everybody for money
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know, but it was pretty funny.
Some spam fake account. Yeah. BBB said, "LOL, I was the one who called Rose Young out. Yeah, yeah. It's spelled the last one was spelled different too. Yeah, wasn't it? So yeah,
Oh, I didn't know Rise Young
Well,
was another one. Oh man. Oh, Rose Young, you got it. Triple B.
yeah. That's when
All
I
right,
got.
I got one more dad joke for you guys if you're good with that.
Of course.
What's a pirate? Not a pirate. Pardon me. What's a vampire's favorite
Uh.
ship? A blood vessel.
Good lord.
Oh man.
Hold on. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. All right.
He's back.
Good lord. Somehow I got twisted up in my earbuds. That's okay. Pulled them right out of my ears. All right. So yeah. All right. Let's go wind it down, and I gotta mention who my guest on next week. We're gonna have Dan Beard of the North on next week. So
Oh man. Set an alarm, Dan.
right. Yeah, Dan, if you're still in here, I will remind you. I'll remind you. But yeah, you gotta set that alarm. Don't want to miss another show. Cool, yeah. And what's in beer digging and Chris?
So I started off this morning um, with 8-bit Cutman. Then I took a shower and decided to go with Alley Cat Avenged. I'll see Mark Brown in here, but shout out for Mark Brown, my dude.
Right. Yeah, and I have Bear Lawson. And Bear Lawson, what's the complete name of it? What? Bear Lawson Grooming or something like that. So yeah, because that's, a couple of streams ago when I asked, who would like to see on the stream, Bear Lawson was one of them. And, company owners, I'd rather, try their products out before I have them on the stream. So I got some of his products, yeah. I like them. I'll let you know that I like them, but I'm going to have a review for him coming this weekend. So yes, and whatever. Yeah, what does everybody else have in beer? Like East says. Yeah, Dan, that will be interesting.
What's up, James?
Call it cost and get it over with. Yeah, good to see Chris up in here for sure, and actually, yeah, good to see y'all in the chat as well. And Vado says has Fizz 182. Tyler has Renegade by Jolly Old Fat Man. In the Chair from Sage Beard. Yeah, if you haven't tried, Sage Beard, that's it's part of Ferocious. Rick has a bunch of cool scents that he's created. Y'all should go check those out. And James, hey James, what's going on? Well, thanks for stopping by. And BBB has Captain Stash Autumn Reserve Oil and Butter and Beard. Judd Westy, E.11 by Elite. Rush Ferocious Smoking Real.
Well, that one's so good.
Yeah. Yep. Haven't had that one. And James Defined Beard King's Bounty. King's Bounty is pretty good too, so. And yes, good night, good luck, and good beard day tomorrow. Yes, for sure. So I was gonna say, appreciate everybody coming in. Do you want to say, you have anything you want to say before you get out of here, Chris?
Couple things. First, Dagan, thank you for having me. Thanks for everybody for hanging out with us tonight. You guys are always a ton of fun to hang out with. You guys always make me laugh. Appreciate you guys listening to and putting up with my jokes. Be amazing. Be good to one another. Kindness always wins. Remember, kindness is our superpower. So always be kind.
Yes, for sure. Definitely. And just got White Cats from West By. That's cool. All right. So awesome. Thank you for your showing up. And again, we'll have Dan next Sunday. And I'm sure I'll have a couple videos during the week. And my review for Bear Lawson will be this weekend. Yeah, awesome stream. Bye, y'all. It's almost bedtime. Yes. Getting close to bedtime too. I go to bed early myself. I'm usually like within an hour. Next hour, I'll be in bed. So, and please remember to rewind. Yes, for sure. So awesome. Appreciate you coming in, and again, Chris, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man.
And we'll see y'all in the next video. So, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.